Hi everyone, Mick from MJ Hunt and Fish. I've had a request after a few people have seen my flintlock fallow hunting videos. Fallow deer being one of the smaller of our game species in Australia, it's a deer species that is. Hunt with a 50 caliber flintlock rifle. This is I based this on a Tennessee pattern, Poor Boy. I like the idea of a hunting gun without flash. That's just me. That's just my what I like. It's served me well, and it's going quite well. It's proved its worth, that's for sure. We'll go through what I carry on a daily hunt. This isn't an overnight trip. This is just a day out hunting. What I use to service my weapon, and what I carry, and what I recommend. I won't recommend too much, but as far as deer hunting, probably the one thing I will recommend is patience. And you'll get there. I'll start off with the bag. The bag is not overly large, as you can see. It's probably a little over a hand's width. It's a double bag, so I do have two compartments. Simple flap, pewter button. It does have an extra small pouch just inside. It's only not quite as deep as my finger, that I carry extra lubed patches in, which are handy to get to, and also maybe one or two loose ball. Just makes them easier. I don't have to go down into the bag to look for them. It's decent quality leather. It was made locally by a very, very talented gunsmith, and it's very serviceable, very heavy, very waterproof, and very happy with it. Second thing, just as important, if not more important than anything else on the table, is my powder horn. I would consider this probably a medium-sized powder horn. It does carry a very large amount of powder, although it is quite small. I don't think I need to carry this much powder. I'm working on a smaller powder horn. That also, and the fact this is white, it's not always fantastic to carry something that stands out so much when you're deer hunting. But it's normally tucked up against my body, against the bag, and it doesn't stand out that much. On it, I've got a few extra bits and pieces. I have a loading block with 3 patched round ball. If you need more than 3 on a day out deer hunting, you've either had a very good day or a very bad day. But 3 just seem to be nice and easy to carry, not over the top. And underneath that, just my powder measure. It's just a simple antler piece with the correct hole size drilled in it to carry 70 grains of powder. In that gun, 70 grains of powder with a patched round ball gives me the best accuracy, so that's what I carry there. This in itself is a shooting system. I can reload and service my weapon from just what I'm carrying here. I think that's important. I think you can also cut down your time if and when you do need to reload a second shot. You have everything at your fingertips ready to go. You can load your powder, patch round ball, and ready to go on your second shot. You can also train yourself to know where everything is and how you plan to work with it when you're out in the field, and I think that's just as important, to know where everything's going to be when you need it without having to go looking for it, without having to rummage in your bag and to find things. I think that's important as well. It still needs a little bit of tinkering. I probably don't think that needs to be that long, but I had some nice mandrel wound beads that I needed to use, and that's where they ended up. Moving along, the large knife I carry is not period correct for my era. It has a belt loop. Normally that would be carried inside the sash, stuck in there. It's very heavy. I don't know how well it would stay there. I carry this one for one reason only. It's quite possibly the finest knife I've used, and it was a gift. It is a decent heavy blade. It carries a wicked edge regularly without the need to sharpen it all the time. It is, as you can probably see, the Steel is the full length of the handle with just 2 slab pieces that have been press fit in. It is a decent heavy blade. It has never let me down. I could do much more. I have butchered deer just with this knife and the small knife I carry. And I wanted to honour the man that gave it to me by carrying it everywhere. I'm suitably impressed with this blade. The fact that it was already made with this decently thick sheath, even though I do carry it on a belt loop, I'm confident that I won't lose it, and I know where it is when I need it. I can carry it out of the way around the back of my belt on my body, and very, very happy with this knife. Thank you, Bob. If you see this video, I'm still carrying it and I'm still using it, and it's fantastic. I'll go down this end. I do carry a small short starter. It's very small, very lightweight, and it doesn't get in the way, so there's no point arguing whether I need one or not. It's just a simple brass piece with an indent milled into the end and a small piece of antler. If I do happen to need that extra oomph to get a ball started, I have it, and I don't have to grizzle about it. Normally I can start the ball with my thumb or the end of my knife. Even the ramrod can come into play and just get that ball started. I do carry it purely because it doesn't get in the way and it's something I may need. Ball bag. Simple ball bag, carries about 15 to 20 round ball. If you were a small game hunter, you would probably carry more. You would expect to take more shots, but when you're out deer hunting, I probably wouldn't even need to open this. I do carry 2 or 3 ball in the smaller section of my pouch with some patched rounds ready to go. I haven't had the need out on a deer hunting trip to dive into this, although it is there for obvious reasons to carry extra shots for whatever reason that may arise. Small flint wallet, very small flint wallet. It's only got 4 flint in it. For a day I don't see it ever needing more. The flint that I use is normally the green English flint. It's quite good. It can be easily napped. Another reason for carrying this, I can nap flint with the end of this when needed, and have done on occasion. So 4, small bag, out of the way, and I know where it is if I need it. Secondly is my tool bag, another oilcloth bag with just a simple horn button. In it I only carry what tools are absolutely necessary, that I feel. Turn screw, that is definitely necessary. You may need to change your flints, you may shatter one, for whatever reason you may need to tinker, you may need to take out your touch hole if you do get water into your gun or if it becomes wet and unserviceable. Mainspring vise. These are great little bits of gadget that everyone loves to carry. If you don't carry a mainspring, won't need this. I do carry a mainspring, but I keep it oiled and keep it away. It doesn't get carried around in my gear all the time until I need it. So I do carry a mainspring and a mainspring vise. This will keep me going if something should go wrong. It also, on a day trip, probably not all that necessary. The little bits and pieces else that I carry in my tool bag is a modern patch jag, a stuck ball remover, and an adapter. All of these are threaded to fit my ramrod, the ramrod that I carry on the gun. I won't suffer the serviceability of my gun and the possibility of needing to fix something in a hurry by period correctness. I don't want to upset anybody with that comment. The period correctness is something a lot of people strive for, and I have the fullest respect for those people. But hunting for me is not just the enjoyment of going out into the bush. It's also practical. The deer that I hunt feeds my family. I use the hide, I use the antler, and the meat all goes in the freezer. What meat I can't use to feed my family gets minced and feeds my dog. I don't like wasting meat unless I have no other choice, but I can't retrieve it from the bush for any reason. So the serviceability of my gun and making sure that my hunting is not only efficient, but I can continue doing so. So that's the reason for the the little bits of modern gear that I stuff away in the bag. Another piece of gear that might be a little bit controversial is a pan primer. There is no, as we've probably heard, if you're in the know, there's no evidence to say these existed back in the day. I carry this. It carries a very, very small amount of powder. It's a buffalo horn piece that's been drilled out and has a little stopper. If, excuse me, for whatever reason you may get your gun wet, this is handy. You can remove the flash hole liner. You can trick a little bit of powder down in there. You can eject the ball if need be. You can dry a dry pan. You can put a little bit of this in the pan, touch it off, and it will help you dry it out. There's a lot of reasons why you can and can't carry this. I don't think it's necessary. I find it comforting to have it there, knowing that when something, if it does go wrong, it may help. It may come in handy. Once again, it's very small, carries a very small amount of powder, and it's just there if I need it. Another small knife that I do carry in my hunting pouch. It's a traditional pattern. It has a wicked edge. It's a decent carbon blade, and it's always sharp, and it's easy to keep sharp. Nice profile. It's buffalo horn as well. Bought this at off a trade blanket, and it's been very handy ever since. You can do some small amount of game field dressing with this if you do small game, perhaps foxes. Not all that great because it is a very sharp point, but very, very good to carry, handy to carry, and always good to have a second knife. I do carry a tomahawk on occasion, not always when I'm deer hunting, but always good to carry a second knife in case your first one should fail or you lose it. You can help yourself out. One of the last things I want to show you is this. It's a great piece of gear. It's not necessarily period for me at all, but I carry this because I think carrying a pair of binoculars would be ridiculous. This just fits a little bit more in with my state of mind. I do do a lot of glassing when I'm deer hunting. Get up high, study the valleys, find the deer, formulate your plan so you can get into them. And I do use it. In low light conditions, it's not fantastic. That's expected. It's not a light gathering tool like the modern binoculars you see everywhere. But in good light conditions, it is fantastic, out to a good range, and it serves its purpose well, and it's a pleasure to carry. It's a pleasure to use. It was a gift to me from my family, and I love to carry it, and it just sits in more with what I'm trying to achieve, and looks a lot better than a pair of binoculars, I'm sure you'll agree. That's pretty much my everyday carry for a day out hunting. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Before I go, there is a few people I'd like to say hello to. First of all, Keith is a good mate of mine. He runs the New England Colonial Living History Group. Fantastic group based in Australia. Like-minded people. If you like your black powder, you like your period colonial era, then definitely go and have a look. Fantastic guy, full of knowledge. He also has a Woods Runners Diary blog spot. I hope I got that right. Great information, very, very dedicated man, knows his stuff. Check it out. Thanks very much.